Hello everyone, my name is Katie, I am the Introverted Reader and welcome to another episode of Trope Talk. This is a segment on my channel where I lift out a little trope out of my Jack Skellington mug and we just sit and discuss it and, you know, say our feelings about it. So I only have 3 left in here, so we've got one. Thank you, Jack. What have we got here? Oh, heteronorms. Okay. Right, do you know what? This is actually really an interesting turn of events because I was actually discussing things along these lines with some of my friends on Twitter. Part of my Untamed watch party. We're actually rewatching Avatar at the minute, so if you want to join us for that, you're more than welcome. But anyway, you know, we talk about a lot of things, but one thing that I actually had brought up was the fact that, okay, obviously we're all fans of the Untamed here, right? But whenever we were watching the Donghua, right, which is like the anime, I guess the Chinese word for it is Donghua, but like we were watching that, and what I noticed and what bothered me throughout the whole thing was the fact that they had Lan Wangji as like taller and broad in the shoulder and like looking more masculine, whereas Wei Wuxian was drawn to be like smaller. He had big eyes, you know, the voice actor gave him a more like higher pitched sort of voice, sort of making him more feminine. Not to say that men being feminine is a bad thing, absolutely not. Like, be as feminine as you want, I don't care. But it's sort of the fact that they almost try and force the fact that they make him this, like, if you looked at him, the way they designed him, in my eyes, a lot of times he looked like a girl, which isn't bad. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that they tried to like model him as like the wife, and then Lan Wangji was like the husband, when in actual fact, like, they're both men. Like, it should be husband and husband, not husband and wife. Do you know what I mean? Am I making any kind of sense? But basically what I'm trying to say is a lot of times, not just in books, but in like TV shows and movies, when it comes to same-sex couples, they try and make one the man or the one that wears the pants in the relationship, and then the other one as the more like submissive one, you know, like the one that's like the wifey or whatever like that. And, you know, we had a big long discussion about it, and obviously, you know, like obviously the Untamed is like it is a love story between 2 men, but at the same time, I can't really get over the fact that they still refer to Wei Wuxian as the wife, and I'm like, excuse you, he's a full-grown man. Like, it's just like I said, I'm trying to tread really carefully here, but first I do just want to say there's nothing wrong with any man, gay, straight, bi, whatever, to present himself in a feminine manner, whatever that means for him. That's your choice, my love. You do what you want. But what I don't like is but that is like your own personal life decision. But when it comes to like movies and the TV shows and the books that we're all consuming, we're seeing this sort of heteronorm trope being forced on us even within the same-sex couples. Like, you put in the same-sex couple in there to show that you're diverse, but then you try and force them to be like you sort of try and like force these norms on them when they're not that. What, do you know, am I making any kind of sense? Do you know what I mean? Like, even the House of Night has this issue. Like, in the original series, there is a couple, there's 2 girls who are in a romantic relationship, and there was one particular scene where one of the girls was chatting to this guy, and her girlfriend came over and sort of possessively put her arm around the girl's waist, and all the other characters sort of looked at each other and were like, yep, she's the guy. And I was like, what? Neither of them are guys. They're both girls. they're both girls. Like, stop trying to force this heteronormative agenda on our same-sex couples. Like, let the two of them both be girls, or let the two of them both be men, because they are both men. Like, just because a man presents himself in a more feminine way, or a girl maybe presents herself in a more masculine way, or whatever, or a more gender fluid way, it doesn't make them any less of what they are. Like, Wei Wuxian may be a little bit more effeminate than Lan Wangji, but that doesn't mean that he's not still a man. Do you know what I mean? And he's a bisexual icon. Don't you be forgetting that, okay, Miss Thing? Don't you forget it. And like, I'm willing to call out my favorite books and TV shows. Like, honestly, like, I'm sitting here talking about The Undead. I'm sitting here talking about House of Night. Like, I'm not afraid to call out my faves whenever they have things in there that I don't agree with. And there is a lot of my faves with things that I don't agree with in there. Like, I can acknowledge that it's problematic, but at the same time, I do still enjoy it. Like, yes, The Untamed has its issues, my love. I mean, concerning the novel and the Donghua, the live action is absolutely perfect. But, like, all I'm saying is that everything has its issues. And one of the issues that we really need to let go of is these heteronormative ideals on our LGBTQ plus rep, which we get very, very little of in the media. I mean, yes, there are books and TV shows and movies out there that does have that representation and does do it right, and we need to keep recommending them and pushing them forward and being like, no, 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 that's not how it is. This is how it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need to, like, if all of the straight people could just understand that same-sex couples are just same-sex couples, like, it's two men and two women, like, whatever. Like, just because you've got one girl wearing a plaid shirt and you've got another girl wearing a skirt doesn't make either one of them less than what they are, okay? Just get that into your heads, my love, okay? I know I'm probably not making any sense, but that is my take on that. So, that is the end of this episode. I think I've rambled long enough. I hope I made sense. Leave your comments down below if you have anything to say, if you have any tropes that you wish me to talk about in the next episode. I would love that. And thank you to all the gals in the group chat for the inspiration for this episode. Anyway, Twitter, Instagram, down below as always. Subscribe and join the Introverted Reader Book Club if you would like to. I would love that. I have hopefully my December TBR coming soon. I might have, I have a special idea for my TBR for next month. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.